What would you do if we went back in time to console exclusivity for Call of Duty? Now, I'm not just talking DLC now either. I am talking about actual console exclusivity to making Call of Duty a premier title for one of the most largest gaming developers, publishers, console creators on the planet. And yes, I am talking about Microsoft. Would you be a COD fan still? Would you still play it? Would you only buy Xbox if you're a PlayStation fan? What would you do if we went all the way back in time? What's going on, guys? My name is Alex. Welcome to the video, and today we're going to be talking about Sony's weird little comment about Call of Duty being a big deal to potentially lose to Xbox, and Xbox saying that, you got nothing to worry about. Call of Duty sucks, bro. If you haven't heard about this, you are in for a wild ride, but I wanted to kind of talk about what this could mean for Call of Duty in general and what this could mean for zombies. Now, I do have a little bit of a generic middle of the road opinion, which we will get into in a second, but without further ado, let's get into the article. So this article broke on VGC, where Sony says it believes Xbox owning Call of Duty could influence users' console choice. Sony believes that Call of Duty could inspire users to switch to Xbox following Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Sony's response, transcribed by VGC, mostly outlines the current state of a AAA game development for the Brazilian regulator. However, large portions highlight the importance the PlayStation firm puts in Call of Duty, a franchise which it claims influences users' console choice. That is a very worrying thing, if you ask me. In its questionnaire answers, Sony calls Call of Duty an essential game, a blockbuster, a AAA game that has no rival. According to a 2019 study, the importance of Call of Duty to entertainment in general is indescribable, the company said. The brand was the only video game IP to break the top 10 of all entertainment brands among fans, joining powerhouses such as Star Wars, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, and Lord of the Rings. That is such an interesting way to look at this. And I've been feeling that way as of late. As a Zombies fan who really cares about that mode a lot, I often compare it to Star Wars and how that saga has really just gone downhill, and fans are just not as enthused with it as they once were, and a lot of old OG fans don't like it at all. Is that going to happen to Call of Duty? Is that going to happen to zombies now that it's like put in that category? Gaming is a little bit different of a medium, so I don't necessarily know if we get a bad story, if that's going to like make or break things, but it definitely can hurt it. You know what I mean? Call of Duty is so popular that it influences users' choice of console, and its community of loyal users is entrenched enough that even if a competitor had the budget to develop a similar product, it would not be able to rival it. Now, that is absolutely 100% true. It kind of goes against what Xbox says, but it also doesn't. It kind of hits both points. And really what's interesting about Call of Duty is that there are so many shooters out there, but nothing feels as good as COD. That's the problem. There is nothing that feels as good as it. And it doesn't matter how many people try to replicate it or put their own spin on it, it will never be COD. Sony went on to explain how the huge resources Activision puts behind Call of Duty are the core reason why it believes the FPS series is unlikely to be rivaled by any competitor. Now, guys, this next part kind of blew my mind. Each annual Call of Duty release takes around 3 to 5 years to develop. So they're working on Call of Duties after Call of Duties before a Call of Duty has even come out. As Activision releases one game per year, this equates to an annual investment of hundreds of millions of dollars, it explained. Now, here's where my lid literally blew off the top of my skull. Approximately 1,200 people work on each version, and another 1,500 are involved in publishing and distribution. Thus, Call of Duty alone has more developers than most game companies employ across its entire development portfolio, including AAA studios. Also, given its plans to recruit 2,000 additional developers by 2021, Activision probably expects Call of Duty to become even more successful in the future. No other developer can devote the same level of resources and expertise in game development. Even if they could do that, Call of Duty is overly entrenched so that no rival, no matter how relevant they are, can catch up. Now, this is a good thing and a bad thing. Like, I love that COD is such a staple franchise. Obviously, it's in a little bit of a down slope right now, but it does suck that like it's so massive, it's so big that no other company can really ever hit that mark again. I mean, Apex Legends is probably like the closest thing to COD as far as like gunplay and just like a smooth engine to immerse yourself in, but it's not really the same at all. It's not nearly as addictive as that Call of Duty loop is. Sony went on to note that Call of Duty has been the top selling game for almost every year for the past decade. Even when it sucks, even when Vanguard sucks, it was still the number one game. It's insane. It is synonymous with first-person shooter games and essentially defines that category. This is also demonstrated by player engagement on social media. Call of Duty has over 24 million followers on Facebook versus 7 million for Battlefield, and over 12 million followers on Instagram versus 2 million for Battlefield. Even in the weaker years like 2021, Call of Duty still managed to outperform most other games by a considerable margin. COD Vanguard, for example, was widely regarded as a weaker COD compared to the previous titles, but was still one of the best games of 2021. In other words, even in a bad year, it's still the Titan. Now, this is worrying. If you are PlayStation, that's worrying. I don't remember where I heard this. It could be from another article or another YouTuber. I'm sorry if I get it slightly incorrect, but basically they were saying that if Call of Duty were to be removed from PlayStation, that PlayStation would lose so much money that they would eventually go under. Now, you don't quote me on that, but it was something along those lines. All right. Now, to wrap up this particular article, we have one more to kind of quickly go through. Microsoft's head of gaming also subsequently confirmed his intention to keep COD on PlayStation platforms once Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard is complete. However, it was later claimed that Activision Blizzard is contractually committed to releasing only the next 3 Call of Duty games for PlayStation consoles, including this year's Modern Warfare 2, which means anything. It just means they haven't signed the next deal yet because they tend to do it in chunks. Or it could mean that they're only going to be releasing COD for the next couple of years on PlayStation, and then it's going straight to Xbox permanently. Now, I don't think that's going to happen, but I kind of want to hear what Xbox has to say. So let's check that out. Microsoft says that there's nothing unique about Activision Blizzard games. That is a pretty wild thing to say considering you guys spent, I don't know, $69 billion on the entirety of the publisher and the franchises that it holds together. Microsoft has told New Zealand regulators that there is nothing unique about Activision Blizzard titles. In its latest bid to get a pricey merger approved, Microsoft has told New Zealand regulators that there is nothing unique about Activision Blizzard titles. In a document presented to the Business Acquisitions and Authorizations Commerce Commission, Microsoft says that the gaming giant doesn't produce any must-have titles and should therefore be permitted to go ahead with the acquisition. This claim is part of Microsoft's efforts to alleviate fears that its Activision Blizzard merger threatens the gaming industry, creating issues surrounding competition in the market. In doing this, Microsoft has said that its rivals would get by just fine without Activision Blizzard titles and would able to still be competing in a vibrant gaming market. So actually, my opinion has changed. I did look at this before, but my opinion has kind of changed after reading that. To me, it sounds like they're saying, hey, we're not going to become a monopoly. And they probably won't, and they probably still will continue this multi-platform, progression with Call of Duty and the other titles. But the fact that they are saying that is a little bit devious because that's what they're talking about. You know that they're saying that, hey guys, we're not a monopoly. Don't worry about it. We're not going to take over the gaming industry. Call of Duty, like who the hell cares about Call of Duty? But at the same time, and this article does talk about it, which we will get to in a second, there are so many FPSs, like we were just saying. There's so many FPSs. There are just a lot of games that are like all of the titles that Activision Blizzard has created. Warzone, Vanguard, Black Ops Cold War, Black Ops 4, Diablo, Overwatch, Modern Warfare 2. Then you got like your StarCraft and Warcraft and all that shit. And it's like, there are just tons of games out there that are kind of based off of that blueprint, for lack of a better term. So I don't think it's the biggest threat. But the fact that these are household names, like Call of Duty is no different than Coca-Cola, no different than Snickers, no different than Frito-Lay. Like when you hear those terms, your brain immediately thinks about the marketing, the red Coke can or the yellow chip bag or whatever it is. Your brain automatically goes there. When you hear Call of Duty, you think about Modern Warfare, Black Ops series. These are juggernauts, and it's not that they are unique in what they offer. It's how they do it, how they apply that particular offering. They just do it in such a way that really nobody can compete. It doesn't matter if there are millions of dollars behind any other studio. They're not going to be able to get that Call of Duty engine to work the way that the COD developers can, because they're never going to have full access to it anyway. The vast majority of games are developed and published by parties other than Activision Blizzard, such as Sony, Nintendo, EA, and Take-Two, which is very true. So it's not like they're going to be an entire monopoly and these other studios aren't going to get any work, but the games not being on their platform is a huge blow to their projected revenue that they will eventually hopefully gain if the game was on its platform. Specifically with respect to Activision Blizzard video games, there is nothing unique about the video games developed and published by Activision Blizzard. The statement continues, there are no must-haves for rival PC and console video game distributors that could give a rise to a foreclosure concern. This might sound like surprisingly harsh language coming from the tech giant that wants to buy the studio for $69 billion, but it's unlikely that it's referring to the quality of Activision Blizzard games, which is kind of what I was referring to. Rather, it seems to be a statement intended for the regulators who may not understand the gaming market and therefore need to be made aware that Activision Blizzard doesn't have a monopoly on a particular genre. But hey, it's pretty funny to read regardless. And that's absolutely correct. I don't think that we're going to have any worries here, guys. I cannot imagine a world where Xbox would want to remove Call of Duty from PlayStation. And I'm going to tell you why. Would it be good for all those players to buy Xboxes? Yes, but don't companies sell consoles at a loss? So we can put that into a bullet point, I guess. But my main bullet point is, think about all of the microtransactions they're going to be missing out on. When they own COD, it's not just about getting people to play your console. It's about continuing the business model that Activision has so thoroughly and greedily come up with. So they're going to be stupid if they cut off PC players. Well, they probably would have it on Xbox PC Play or whatever, but I digress. They would cut off PC players. They would cut off PlayStation players. Not everybody would want to make the switch. Not everybody would make the switch. Not everybody can afford to make the switch to Xbox Series X. So doing that cuts off a third to 2/3 of your player base who are going to buy microtransactions, DLC, skins, blueprints, all sorts of shit. They're going to just not buy it anymore because, well, they can't get access to the game. And that would be a very, very stupid idea because Xbox, that would be a very, very stupid idea in my opinion. Also, wouldn't Xbox want to keep their numbers high for a Call of Duty title? Every time it sells, they want it to be the number one most played game, the number one most sold game. And if you're removing it from, again, 2/3 of the market who play video games, then that number one position could go to number 2, could go to number 3. And also the number of people playing the game would not be that high because, again, you're removing 2/3 of the market. So I just don't really think it makes sense. We can't think of this as a normal acquisition. Activision Blizzard is way too big of a fucking company for us to treat it like Bungie or to treat it like any other publisher or development studio. It doesn't quite hit the same. We have to think about this as, yes, Microsoft owns Activision Blizzard, but how are they going to regulate it? I would imagine that they're going to allow Activision Blizzard to kind of be its own thing, but the Microsoft name is just going to be stapled on there in some way, shape, or form. And you can bet your sweet ass every time you load up your PlayStation, it's going to say Call of Duty, Warzone 2.0, made by Microsoft, Activision, Blizzard, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, whatever. You bet your ass that Microsoft is going to be putting their branding everywhere inside of these titles because they want to make sure that you know who owns your ass. Anyways, guys, I thought that was pretty interesting. I'd like to know what you think in the comments down below. I personally don't think that PlayStation is at much risk. It doesn't quite make sense to me. But hey, you're welcome to change my mind. I don't know everything about the industry. I'm just making sweeping generalizations. It's not like I'm behind the scenes in any way, shape, or form. But hey, yeah, leave your comments down in the comment section. And don't forget to hit that like button. And I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.